There's a war going on for your attention, and it's relentless. Over 4 billion people on the planet are on the internet, and over half of them are active users of Facebook every month, and a quarter of them use Instagram every month. What do all of these people have in common? I can tell you, they all want your attention. They want you to hear them. They want you to see them, like them, talk to them, follow them, love them, understand them. But that's not all there are. There are also over 150 million business websites, and around 70 million of them advertise online, and they want your attention too. If you don't stand guard and police your unconsciousness, you'll become an unwilling casualty in the war for your attention. Maybe you already are. And as one example of how pervasive and powerful this attention army is, statistics show us that on average we check our phones every 12 minutes. Often just after waking up. I mean, think about it. If you're checking your phone before you give the person lying next to you a kiss good morning, or getting up and starting the day with something that serves you, you've got to wonder, when did that become a thing? These always-on behaviors are not only harmful to our relationships and productivity, they're also harmful to our long-term mental health. And I'm not demonizing the so-called smartphones. Actually, this modern world we live in is full of distractions. Some social media, emails, gaming, YouTube, news sites, billboards, screens on the back of hairdressing and taxis. The list goes on, and the attention army deploys their arsenal of weaponry to great effect. But this state of always being plugged in, this incessant stream of distractions, has eroded our ability to concentrate, and that's one of the most fundamental skills for peak performance. And all of these distractions are carefully crafted by teams of very clever people who understand exactly how to trigger our neurochemistry and adopt behaviors that they want us to follow. Now, you've probably heard of the neurotransmitter that's primarily involved in our motivation and reward senses. It's called dopamine. Think of it this way: the fundamental difference between things that are addictive and those that are not is that things that are addictive release a lot more dopamine. So when we do something that's rewarding or pleasurable, a dose of dopamine neurochemical is released into our brain. And for example, chocolate increases dopamine levels about 50% above baseline. Sex is about 100%, nicotine's about 150, and things like methamphetamines are around 1,000%. And today we live in a world in which we are saturated with dopamine, and we live in a culture which encourages us to pursue it. But here's the thing. The end result of pursuing dopamine is to feel worse than when you started. Think about it. Why are there more people now depressed, more anxious, more suicidal than there were 30 years ago? Well, one of the main reasons is because our relentless pursuit of pleasure alters dopamine levels and changes our baseline pleasure set point. And that requires a correction, a conscious correction. It requires you to take determined steps to actively reduce your exposure to dopamine-inducing activities and allow your brain to reset. Okay, here's a couple of really simple examples that we use, and whilst they may make you smile, they often trigger profound realizations about how habit-forming dopamine really is. Okay, first, for the next week, when you go to the loo, don't take your phone with you. For many, this alone is challenge enough to kickstart greater awareness about just how much the attention army has taken hold. Second, for the next week, do not turn on your phone until after you've hugged a loved one, showered, exercised, had breakfast with the kids, whatever your morning routine is. Just commit to this simple behavior change for 7 days. And if it's tough, and it can be tough, then use that learning as a wake-up call. Actually, we take our delegates through a full dopamine detox in week 3 of their week 5 journey in our Level Up program, and honestly, the results are staggering. And hey, we know firsthand how much time and space can be freed up by committing to this for just a week, because we've done it. And we now live this way. Anyway, I could talk about this stuff all day, but the best advice I can give you right now is to simply try those 2 behavior changes. No phone in the loo and no phone before family and fitness. See how you go. And if you want to know more about our 5-week primer for productivity and peak performance, Level Up, just click on the link and go down the rabbit hole with us. Neuroscience is just that. It's a science, and you can learn to regain control of yours in such a short amount of time that it's almost crazy. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.